Hey folks, I'm Anthony with Just Another Guy Adventures, and today we're going to do my first impressions on this Weatherby Vanguard Talon rifle in 257 Weatherby. Now, in order to get this rifle, I had to depart with a Browning BLR in 270 Winchester Short Magnum. If you think that was a good idea, please comment below. If you think that was the worst idea you've ever heard, please comment below. I greatly appreciate it. Now, diving into this rifle, the first thing that you'll really notice when you get one of these rifles and you pick it up is the weight. And that's kind of what this is. This is Weatherby's budget attempt at a lighter weight rifle for the backcountry. And that's kind of what drew me to this rifle. I really like the lightweight options. Now, we'll start with the positives on this rifle. The first thing we're going to start with is this stock. This is the Peak 44 Blacktooth stock, which is one of the lightest stocks on the market. If you guys can see, it's got this negative comb, which a lot of these modern rifles are going to. It's got this hex recoil pad, which feels a little tough, but I haven't gotten to shoot it yet. I'll be interested to see how that goes when I shoot it. This is the second gen. I can tell it's not deforming or anything like that. Now, moving forward on this rifle, this is a tungsten Cerakote job that they did on the action and barrel. In 257, there's two barrel options. There's a 24-inch and the 26-inch. This is the 26-inch barrel option. Now, a thing that I kind of noticed, which is kind of a plus, kind of a minus, but this bolt does have some flutes cut out into it to save a little bit of weight, not much. The funny thing is, it doesn't go all the way around the bolt. I found that a little bit interesting. The other thing that I found kind of curious about this bolt is it almost looks like they hollowed it out in the back of the bolt. Now, I'm not sure if that was to cut weight or what that was, but that's just something that I picked up on. Now, let's get to the negatives on this rifle, and unfortunately, there's quite a few of them. The first thing that I super noticed, and I'll try to get it on film for you guys, is in this trigger guard, the milling or the tooling mark in here is atrocious. I know I got this rifle used, but I can't imagine that anyone would go up the inside of a trigger guard that bad. I have to imagine that that came from the factory. I mean, it goes all the way around there, which it's not a big deal. It's kind of a cosmetic thing, but that was really the first thing that I noticed. The second negative I noticed on this rifle, the rifle is clear, it's empty, is the trigger. Now, this is kind of a catch-22 on this. I really do like this trigger. I like how big the trigger blade is. I like how it's cut. I like the two-stage capability of it, but I cannot stand how heavy of a trigger that is. Now, it's not the worst trigger I've ever felt, that's for sure, but it's definitely way heavier than I like, which is okay. I'm gonna end up swapping this trigger out, which will lead to another negative on this rifle. I'll tell you guys in just a little bit, but it kind of bugs me that you have to spend $1,000 on a rifle such like this, and I am gonna blame Weatherby. You're going to put your name on this rifle and put a horrible trigger in here. So you buy the rifle and then I have to buy a trigger. Why not just subcontract that out to Timney or whoever has a better trigger? These triggers, I don't know if you guys have seen my How Super Light video, but that one is having issues where if you close it too hard, it actually locks the trigger up. Now, I have an idea on why that may be happening. I'll have to see when I get that back from the smith. But that was my next negative. Another negative is this bolt. When you pull this bolt all the way back, right back here, you're hitting your stock. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world, I get that, but this is a pretty expensive stock for a guy just to go out and buy. They're roughly $775 depending on the deal you get. But that kind of bugs me that it's already starting to wear on the stock right there where the bolt is hitting it. Like I said, not a major thing, but at this price point, I'd like to see better. My next negative on this is Weatherby. Come on, man. I mean, seriously. Yes, your cartridges are the fastest, and yes, they're still probably going to be, but let's really update in the times. This 257 comes in a 1 in 10 twist, and it sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it just sucks. I'm gonna end up shooting probably 100 to 120 grain bullet. There's nothing super great ballistically out there for that. Whatever your take is on that, I'm a high BC guy. Let's get a 1 in 8, a 1 in 9 in this sucker. Let's make it capable of getting into some of those 130 grain bullets that they're starting to come out with. I mean, seriously, Weatherby, if you did that across the board, your cartridges would continue to kick the crap out of Hornady or anyone like that. So just another little gripe, not a super big deal again, but kind of just something that irks me about that. Now, I already did get a Timney trigger for this, and this will lead to our last negative. I swapped the triggers out in this, and I got lucky. I had a buddy who had an older one of these Vanguards, actually in 257 also. He bought this Peak 44 stock, and he dropped it in. When he bedded his, he realized that this safety back here was getting pinched in the stock, and that solved a lot of his problems. I swapped out the Timney, and I just so happened to call him and tell him, hey man, my trigger, this is a 1 to 4 pound trigger, and it's without the stock on it feels great, but with it on it feels horrible. He told me that his was pinching in here, and so I had to remove some of the stock material right here, and that kind of really bugs me. Again, like I said, I don't know about how you guys feel. $1,000 plus is still kind of a lot of money. I know I'm gonna have some higher end stuff on this channel too, which might contradict what you guys think, but seriously, $1,000 for this rifle, and to have some of the issues it's having, it irks me, especially when you can get a Tikka rifle between that $600 to $800 mark. Yeah, the stock's not as good, but you're in the same weight class pretty much. I think those Tikkas are 6.6 pounds. You're in the same weight class, everything works on that, and you're saving yourself money, you're getting probably a better action. But I was really interested to test this rifle. Like I said, I do a lot of backcountry stuff, so I am looking at a lot of lightweight options and stuff like that. I will be interested to see how this rifle groups. I'm not sure if I'm gonna shoot some factory ammo or not. If you guys want to see that, please comment down below maybe what load you'd like to see or whatnot. And I'm definitely going to be probably doing a lot of hand loading for this. Might just load it just to see if I can't save myself some money that way. But yeah, first impressions on this rifle, honestly, not great. Not the worst in the world, I guess. But yeah, I definitely would like to see a lot more out of this rifle. And I hate to blame Weatherby, but they are putting their name on this rifle. So at the end of the day, they're going to be taking the blame for how this rifle is put together. But come on, Weatherby, let's speed these barrel twist rates up, and you guys can remain the king. And let me know what you guys think about this video. If you would, like and subscribe. Also, if you guys didn't know, I have a sponsor now from Redneck Specs Fire Starter Flare. If you use code JAG10, I'll have a link down below. You'll save yourself 10%. I get 0 kickback from that. All the savings gets passed on to you guys. And I hope you enjoy this and have a good day.